It's February and we have a hefty goal of adding numbers up to 5. We can do this. I know we can do this. Okay. So to warm up, we're going to just Subitize with irregular dot cards. You don't have to stick with the ones below 5 anymore because they probably have them memorized and have got them all figured out. But you can start to do ones. These are the regular ones. You can start to do some that are bigger for the kids who can handle it. Do like all the way up to 10. Otherwise, again, you know, hopefully they're starting to see 4 and 3 and they can figure that out using their fingers. This is a pretty big one. This one would be great for students who might struggle because you can kind of see that's 5, but it is irregular and that there's one more. So tell them this is going to be a challenge. I'm going to challenge you today. Like that one's a great irregular one. Another great irregular one because there's 4 and 2 in a regular way, but it's irregular because the 2 aren't right here. So just go ahead and run through as many of these as they can handle just to warm up. And then we're going to move on to Subitizing again with 10 frames. So you're starting to see a theme here. It's like over and over the same things we're practicing because we want 10 frames to be automatic, finger flashing to be automatic. We want decomposing happening, and all of this with practice should get boring for you, but really easy for them. So again, find cards all the way up to 9. Sometimes I'll see kindergartners try to count all of those dots up to 9. And you can say the same thing as when you're finger flashing 10 and then you take 1 away is 9. The same thing happens with a 10 frame. If it's full, it'd be 10. If you take 1 away, it would be 9. So you can make those connections with them. So go ahead and Subitize up to 9 with 10 frames for just a little bit of time. And then we're going to move into your addition expression cards. So these are pretty cool because they have actual visuals on them. You can also do it without visuals. You can make your own, or you could just simply cover it. So some students might need the visual and some might not. And so what you do is just hand one out to each student, have them solve it and tell you the answer. You can also do one at a time and have some students keep the answer in their mind and the student whose turn it is can say the answer. So I love this because the visuals are right above it. But again, cover the visual if you feel like they can handle it. So, you know, just showing the student 0 plus 5. I really, really like kindergartners to use fingers more than even visuals. So if it's 4 plus 0 and you're covering it, I want to see them do 4 plus nothing. So that's just 4. And when you get to ones like, let's see, 2 plus 3. These are always tricky. Like they can count these, and sometimes the visual makes them dependent on counting them one by one. So I'd rather have them use one hand, 2 and 3 more, or 2 and 3 equals 5. Eventually, because you've been playing Make 5 so much, these are going to be automatic in kindergarten, which is pretty outstanding. But these should be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Then for chop, you're going to play with 10 cubes today. And this is great because this is going to get them used to things that make 10. That's a really important first grade skill, and it's great, obviously, for kindergarten too. So you're going to have 10 cubes this time to play chop, and same old drill with that one. And last, you're going to make 10 now with 10 frame cards. Now, this is trickier than making 5. Making 5 is pretty accessible for kindergarten, but we want to push them a little bit because the visual is there. So they can figure this out. If they see 8, they know they need a card with 2 dots. So once they start to discover that, it does go pretty fast. I like to do 10 piles because it's like a 10 frame. And then same thing as making 5. You're simply just going to flip over those top cards. And if they have 10, it has to be paired with a 0. They can't just pick up the 10. So you're looking for students to see here's 6. I know I need 4 more. And here are 4 dots, so they can pick up both. The other thing that's a good tip that I notice is sometimes they try to start with these little ones and they cannot figure out what it goes with. So I often will say start with one that's almost full. So like a 9, an 8. Those are better because then they can see only 2 are needed. If they still keep refusing that and they start with this one, then just have them count how many empty squares are there, how many are empty, and then they should be able to see that it's 8. So that's making 10 with 10 frame cards. And then again, at the end of the month of February, which is a short month, so hopefully they've got it. You're checking to see, can they add numbers up to 5? So pretty much just getting out your cards or your Fact Fluency interview and going ahead and checking for addition.